Welcome to Surviving Wokeland with Ethan Quinn, a channel dedicated to exposing and explaining the ideology driving wokeness. Today, I would like to take a look at the past week in Wokeland. Most people are blissfully ignorant of what is happening in the world. Or they promote the madness, thinking they are being kind and inclusive. So let's take a look at some woke insanity. After recently applauding an actual Nazi in Parliament, the fascist Canadian Prime Minister has now announced that the country will regulate podcasts. Apparently, free speech has become too dangerous for Canadians to handle. But anyone who knows anything about history will confirm that the censors have never been the ones trying to protect people. The only time anything should be censored is when we are protecting children from inappropriate content. This is why we have age restrictions for movies, for example. Ironically, this is the only type of censorship the woke hate. Promoting inappropriate content to children has become a woke mission statement.
What's my gender? I'm definitely a he. I'm pretty damn sure I'm a he. They. He, they. They, them sounds pretty good too, though. Well, sometimes I wake up and I feel like a boy. Some days I feel like a queen. And other days I feel like nothing at all. And that's fine. I'm gender fluid and that's okay.
And this indoctrination is having detrimental effects on the mental health of children. It's reached the point where any semblance of rationality has been destroyed, and it now makes absolutely no logical sense.
So this might be confusing for some people. So I use he, him pronouns, right? But I don't identify as a man. But I'm trans. I'm trans non-binary. And I feel dysphoric about my body sometimes, like my curves and my butt. But at the same time, I like my boobs. That's fine.
In fact, we have now reached the point where reality is simply denied.
Just a PSA to all my fellow trans girls out there on estrogen. We do in fact get periods. We do. Doctors don't tell you shit. Just talk to other trans girls.
No, estrogen cannot give you a period. You need to ovulate to have a period, and for that, you need ovaries and a uterus. Men with gender dysphoria cannot have periods. Period. But even the scientists, the people who tell us to trust the science, have abandoned truth and embraced lunacy, calling it inclusion.
All you Karens out there who have your panties in a bunch about the fact that doctors are starting to use the term pregnant person instead of pregnant women, I want you to listen up. Women are people. Non-binary people and trans men are also people. So this term includes everyone that was born with a uterus and could be pregnant. It has nothing to do with not being a feminist or protecting women's rights. We want to be inclusive to all people born with a uterus.
People with a uterus who are capable of pregnancy are women. It doesn't matter what you call them, only women can get pregnant. But the word woman has no meaning in Wokeland, demonstrated by the fact that biological men have overrun women's sports, and a male was named homecoming queen this week in Kansas City. And it's not only governments and schools that have gone mad. This week, we saw more evidence of religious institutions turning into part of the woke cult.
We celebrate this divine diversity and commit to lifting up the voices of the LGBT+ community and creating spaces where everyone can thrive.
With pastors comparing pride parades to heaven.
Think it's the glitter that makes the pride parade like heaven, like pearly gates and streets of gold. Surely heaven must have as much glitter as a pride parade.
While the National Cathedral in Washington D.C. unveiled their new stained glass windows that now honor BLM. So if you thought wokeness wasn't a cult, think again. Race is at the forefront of the woke cult. And all over the world, we saw examples of this absolute madness. In Germany, an 87-year-old woman was charged with sedition for criticizing illegal immigration online. In England, we saw the continuation of historical revisionism, as history is being rewritten with absolutely false information. The woke obsession with race doesn't care about facts or truth. It is only concerned with its own narrative. While in the US, we saw that racism is just a one-way street, and unbridled hatred and contempt for white people is now praised as anti-racism.
cheese, chalk chihuahua.
Chalk children, clear swine, adank qarmon.
The race obsession also continues to destroy law and order, with crimes committed by people of color being excused and even justified. A TikToker who calls herself Meatball was brazen enough to stream herself looting.
Must eat. Everybody must eat. Everybody must eat. Everybody must eat.
But then when she was arrested, her lawyer claimed that her arrest was an attack on black and brown people. We had a law professor encouraging people to commit crime.
As a law professor who teaches criminal law, I felt compelled to inform you to be gay, do crimes. Also, look at my pretty earrings today.
And then we heard that looting is not really looting. It's just the process of collecting your reparations for slavery that happened hundreds of years ago.
If somebody decides to loot a Gucci or a Macy's or a Nike, because that makes sure that that person eats. That makes sure that that person has clothes. That's reparations. That is reparations. Anything they want to take it, because these businesses have insurance. They're going to get their money back. My people aren't getting anything.
While the mayor of Chicago claims that riots should be called mass gatherings because heaven forbid we offend people who are destroying cities.
These large gatherings, just hold on a second, y'all. I promise you, we have time to talk. It's important that we speak of these dynamics in an appropriate way. This is not to obfuscate what is actually taking place.
This was the scene near Roosevelt and Canal Sunday night. Groups looted a convenience store. More than 36 teenagers were arrested, along with a 12-year-old and at least one 20-year-old. Store owners say it was the second such incident in that area in just the past few weeks.
And if that's not enough, we also had the continuation of people presenting obesity as an identity that should be protected and promoted.
Be fat now! Be fat today! Come on down! Be fat with me!
If promoting obesity is what it takes to make other fat people feel hot, obviously I'm gonna do that. So yes, I am promoting obesity. Stay mad. Thank you so much.
Some people say the quote was misattributed to Dostoevsky. But regardless of who said it, this past week has proved it to be true. Tolerance will reach such a level that intelligent people will be banned from thinking so as not to offend the imbeciles. That's a wrap for today's video. If you found this exploration of wokeness enlightening, please share this video. If you have thoughts or experiences to share, kindly leave a comment below. You can also support this channel by downloading my book, Ministry of Truth: How Propaganda Fuels the Culture War. And please join me every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday as we learn how to survive Wokeland together. Until then, this is Ethan Quinn saying, stay free,